Hi guys. We're on chapter 29 today. I don't know what it's like at your house, but it's really hot here at my house. It feels like summer, and we're just waiting to see if these thunderstorms are going to come on through. So it's a good evening for a read aloud. Chapter 29 is called Moving On Up, which I don't know if this is a song reference, but there is an old show, and the song was like, moving on up to the east side. Yeah, it's true. True fact. All right, here we go. So here's why my mom was cleaning out the garage. We're moving. She says that with all the stuff going on with her work, we have to move into an apartment. All of this is neither here nor there because we will soon be making more money than is decent. But the short-term effect is that Total Failure Inc. will finally be freed from the degradingly small closet in which it's currently confined. And that can only boost workplace morale. I've scheduled a teleconference with my mother to discuss the new office space I'll have in the apartment. I've even submitted a design schematic for how the apartment should be laid out. This is a design schematic here. It's totally unreasonable. Not happening. In a further upswing of good fortune, I've solved the Weber case. Perhaps you recall it. If not, look here. I focused all of my resources on it in order to show the Weevil Bun that I am not a detective to be trifled with. How did I solve it? Clue number 1. Jimmy Weber said it was not the first TP job his family had seen. TP stands for tiny person. Toilet paper. And who's a tiny person? Besides, we already know Molly Moskins is an international shoe thief. That's called recidivism, i.e. a tendency to relapse into criminal behavior. But the biggest clue of all was the second one that I stumbled upon quite accidentally. You may recall that while at Molly Moskins' house, I drank a fair amount of tea, at least before Senor Burrito sat in it. As a result, I needed to use the facilities, and that's where I saw it, hanging for all to see. You know, like in everyone's bathroom. That's right, toilet paper, the weapon of choice for the Weber's attacker, in the bathroom of Molly Moskins. The girl's on one heck of a crime spree. I think we're seeing where this book gets its title, huh? Mistakes were made. Chapter 30, The Shoot Heard Round the World. Another joke there. The shot heard round the world. Google it. Clang, clong, ding-a-bing, ding-dong. It's not a new song. It is the sound the trash makes as it falls down the chute in our new apartment building. I am familiar with it because it is directly adjacent to Total Failure's world headquarters in the hallway. That's right. Ignoring my repeated requests for a teleconference, my mother rented a tiny one-bedroom apartment. Now I sleep on a fold-out couch in the den. And my corporate headquarters is by the trash chute in the apartment building's hallway. Normally I'd call a board meeting to discuss this untenable arrangement, but I can't because I do not have the support of half of the board. That half is happier than ever. Look at Total. Oh boy. Chapter 31, Ebb and Flow. Deep in the rat-infested bowels of the earth, at the end of a maze of torchlit tunnels guarded by attack dogs, is where the failure mobile is. I don't know that for sure, but it's my detective's instinct, which is rarely wrong. And those bowels are most likely located below CCIA headquarters. Although I can't yet confirm that either, because someone was a bad daisy. Remember poor Rollo? Yeah, that's him. Seizing the vehicle from the vicious dogs is a natural job for Total. He is the top of the Arctic food chain. But the last time I saw Total interact with a dog, he did this. That's the problem with an Arctic predator like Total. You give him a seal and wham, he's got lunch. But you give him a dog and wham, he's got companionship. To give Total better odds of seizing the failure mobile, I've begun sending letters to the Weevil Bun. Letters containing subliminal messages. Hi, Corinna. How you seals are. Guard the things. Failure mobile. How are things, he's trying to say, but subliminally, use seals to guard the failure mobile. But for some reason, all the letters have come back stamped undeliverable. Maybe it's how I'm addressing them. To Corinna, where evil resides. Those aren't the only letters I'm having trouble delivering. Lately, all my complaints to the Better Detective Bureau have also been getting kicked back to me. Like this one I filed after the Rollo Bank incident. Complaint. Corinna kidnaps rotund kids. I suspect from all this that the United States Postal Service is in the back pocket of the Weevil Bun. First, they affixed me to a mailbox. Now they block my mail. Unable to rely on the Postal Service, I have decided to embrace technology. The cost was higher than anticipated. That cost more than $5. Thus I scheduled a teleconference with my mother. Here are the minutes. I need $1,200. Are you insane? Fortunately, I have options, like my local library, and that is where Flo the librarian comes in. Meet Flo. Dun, dun, dun. Chapter 32, Emily the Fist. You do not want to exceed the 20-minute maximum for internet use at my library, because if you do, you see this. That's an unhappy Flo. And Flo is not short for Florence. It's short for Miss Shelve my books and the blood may flow. Oh. I've never actually seen Flo the librarian pummel anyone, but there have been rumors. Rumors of users wandering into the stacks and not returning, fingers lost in card catalog drawers. So people do not misshelve books at my library. They do not tear pages out of magazines, and they do not ask stupid questions. Yeah, I'm looking for a book with a red cover written by some guy. Never mind. This arrangement works for me because Flo and I are professional colleagues. For example, he knows I have connections. Connections that, if need be, could one day spring him from the clink. The pokey. The big house. AKA jail. And I, in turn, know he's looking out for the Timinator. For example, say I want to go over the 20-minute time allotment for internet usage. I just give him a look, and he gives me a grunt. Professional colleagues. Sure, it's a special privilege, something not available to the common man, but that's the way the seamy underbelly of detective work is. Looks are traded, bodies disappear, internet time limits are exceeded. And internet time is what I need right now because I'm building a website. Well, I'm not. Flo is. He saw me trying to do it myself and grunted. So I got up and he sat down and he started pounding on the keys with his big chubby fingers. I told him I wanted the first screen to say this, Tim Failure. And the second screen to say this is, And the third screen to say this, not. And the fourth screen to say this, a failure. But Flo did something wrong. And now when you log on to the site, it says this. Timmy failure is a failure. I'd say something to Flo about it, but I need to pick the right moment. And those are scarce. Scarce because when Flo sits behind his librarian's desk, he reads. And Flo does not like to be disturbed. Word is, he reads books on how to kill things, and how to dispose of dead bodies, and how to crush things with your fist. I actually saw one of the books once. It had an odd title. The Complete Works of Emily Dickinson. That's poetry. I'm assuming it's titled that because this Emily woman has written multiple books on crushing things with your fist. But then I looked her up on the internet. And if she can crush things with her fist, her photo is somewhat misleading. Emily Dickinson, crusher of things with her fist? Mistakes were made, Timmy. Mistakes were made. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you on Monday.